Hi, I'm Chris Shota. I'm owner of Custom Body Boot Camp. We own a fitness facility here in Inglewood, California. And one of the things I notice a lot with our members and people that we have coming into our studio is a lot of people have tight back issues. I want to give you some stretches today that you can use, that you can do at home and do them every day, which can help start loosening up your lower back and can make your back feel a lot better. So one of the things that cause your back to be tight and your back to be sore is that your hips are out of alignment. Your hips can be out of alignment from a tight hamstring, it can be from tight tibial bands, it can be from your quads being tight, your hip flexor. So anything that causes any type of the rotation of your hips, like when something's pulling more than the other muscles and it's not balanced out, can cause you low back pain. So I want to give you some exercises today that you can do to kind of loosen up your hips and hopefully loosen up your back as well, and a lot of times that they will. So first I want to show you how to stretch the hip flexor, and you're going to need a strap too, so I'm going to set this to the side now. So first, the hip flexor. You want to take a big step forward like you're going to do a lunge. Your back leg is straight. If you feel any pressure in your knee, you're going to bend your knee, but you're going to sink down like you're doing a squat, and then you're going to press that back leg forward. If you feel it in your knee, bend your knee, maybe sit down a little lower, sinking in. You also want to sit up out of your upper body, so you want your upper body to come up and out of your hips, pressing the leg back, and then you want, mine are tight right now because I'm shaking as I'm doing this, so I need to start stretching more. So, but with that being said, it's like, and those are signs that tell you like you need to be stretching. Like when you're feeling that shaking, it's like that's your muscle resisting against the stretch. So it's like, let's stand up nice and tall, get a good stretch. Usually hold it for about at least 30 seconds. You can hold it up to 2 minutes. So that will be your hip flexor. That will be number one. Number two, you're gonna cross one leg behind the other. Try to get your feet and your toes even if you can. And you're gonna sit up nice and tall, and then you're gonna reach down towards your toes. Just bring your hands down along your shins. If you can only come down to your knees because you're that tight, just come down to your knees. Flexibility takes time. It's something you gotta continually work at. If not, go ahead and stretch down, come down to your toes, and you're gonna feel whatever leg is behind. On my right leg this time, I feel that in my hip. If you want to get a little deeper into the stretch, you're going to reach over towards your left side of the whatever foot is behind. You're going to get a good stretch from your knee all the way down to your hip here. Great stretch for your lower back. You would obviously do both ways, and you're going to do both sides as you're doing these. The next one is we're going to do a hamstring stretch. So you can use a strap. This is my yoga strap. You can use a towel, anything that you can throw up and over your foot. You can use a rope, it doesn't matter. So you're going to lay flat on your back. I'll do my left leg here. So you're going to lay flat on your back, and you're going to bring the strap up over your arch of your foot, and you're going to draw it back towards you. Now as you're stretching, it doesn't matter bending the knees. If you can't get it up to 90 degrees, this is where you're working towards. But if this is all the further you can bring it, keeping your legs straight, that's where you're at. So it might take you a year to get up here. Just depends on how consistent, and it's going to take as long as it takes. So, but you want to sit up nice and tall in your upper body. Keep your hips square on the floor, so don't let your hip come up as you're coming up, and just draw that leg back to stretch the back of the hamstring here. So you want to get the hamstrings attached down here to the hip, which can cause rotation of your hips, but a lot of times tight hamstrings or what cause low back tension. But these are great stretches to do, and you just hold again 30 seconds to 2 minutes. That will be stretch number two. So the next one is going to be what we call thread the needle. Thread the needle is where you're going to cross your ankle over top of your knee, and then you're going to grab through the hole. Like this gets confusing. You're not grabbing on this leg, you're grabbing like on this instance. The left leg is on top of the right knee, and I'm going to grab around on the back of the right leg. To the side here so you can see that as well. You're going to draw that back. You don't want to point your toe, flex your toe, that sinks it down more into the hip, and you get a better stretch. If you're a little more flexible, you can bend your knee down here, grab up on top of the knee. But if you're up like I'm up right now, you should be able to lay all the way back. And if your head's hanging in the air, get a pillow or something and put it under your head so you don't straighten your neck as you're holding this. So that's one way. And this is what I consider the best stretch of all stretches for your lower back and your hips. So it helps loosen up your glutes down in here. Another way to get your glutes is, this one we're going to take over, you're going to cross the ankle over top of the other leg. Then you're gonna wrap around and then grab the knee, sit up nice and tall out of your hips. You always wanna sit up out of your hips because it gets deeper into the stretch. And you're gonna stretch out your hips here. This starts helping to loosen up your hips. And again, these are some great stretches to help deal with lower back pain. You always hold the stretches again, 30 seconds to at least 2 minutes. And I recommend doing these every day. So, and if you do it and you feel like your back feels better right after doing them, you definitely do them 2-3 times a day. And then till your hips start feeling loose, and then get in the habit of doing them at least 3-4 times a week. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know below. If not, have a great day.